Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. So, let's talk to Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson as the build-up to their fight continues with their DAZN face-off, which was conducted by Chris Mannix, and some real interesting things said by both fighters. And I've picked up on one thing from each fighter I think is worthy of a discussion in this video, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, let's start with Shakur Stevenson, who stated that Teofimo Lopez, when he fought Loma, that he knew that Loma was a smaller fighter, and so he capitalized on that. Shakur then went on to ask Teo, so what do you think of me size wise, my guys, my people? To which, well, Teo, he responded by saying that when he fought Loma was pound for pound #1, and ultimately styles make fights, skills pay the bills, and so the size thing doesn't really come into it in this situation. And to that, Shakur responded by saying that he agrees 1000%, and that falls in line with what Shakur has said previously, that when he does move up in the weight classes from 135 pounds, that he doesn't want to depend on rehydration clauses to deplete fighters. He doesn't want to depend on catch weights, because he doesn't want any of those things diminishing the greatness of his win, were he to go on and beat these so-called bigger fighters, my guys, my people. But then following that statement, he totally contradicts himself by saying that when he eventually moves up to 147 to fight Devin the Dream Haney and Conor Benn, that he would need a catch weight in place, right? And especially after this last agreement that he has with Teofimo Lopez, well, everybody now sees Shakur as a ball of contradiction, and I totally agree. He is a ball of contradiction. However, I think in this situation it is 100% valid, and I'll tell you why, my guys. Well, that is because in life there are many contradictions, and in some instances those contradictions are totally valid, especially when you have an oxymoron popping up, and if in case you don't know what an oxymoron is, that is when you make one statement and then you make another statement going against that first statement, so making another statement contradicting that first statement, and still you will be in your right. You will be 100% right to contradict yourself and still be in perfect balance, my guys, my people. That is an oxymoron. Let's take, for instance, if you say, I don't believe in hurting people, but then you say, however, to defend myself, I don't mind hurting people. So you see the oxymoron there. That is a total contradiction, right? Well, I've got news for you, because boxing also has its own set of oxymorons. Take for instance, Teo agreeing, or should I say Shakur agreeing with Teo, that ultimately skills pay the bills, right? But for us to understand why Shakur is a ball of contradictions and an oxymoron, right, then we have to also consider that he's a student of the sport, a sport which has a mantra that says that as you move up the weight classes, you will hit a limit where all of a sudden size and weight does start to supersede your skills. A sport which also has a mantra that a great big man beats a great smaller man. Now we know that that is not true all the time. However, it is true that Shakur is a student of the sport, and it is very clear that albeit he believes that skills pay the bills, right, he also believes in these other two mantras which I've just described to you guys, my people. And so, yeah, that's exactly what Shakur is. He is a ball of contradiction. He is an oxymoron. And in that case, him contradicting himself is totally valid, my guys, my people. And you know, we must look at it this way, that it does sort of give us some insight on what he actually thinks of Teofimo Lopez. And I believe that he thinks that Teo, albeit has the size advantage, doesn't have enough skill to trouble him to for him to lose to Teo. You know, however, he doesn't think the same of Devin the Dream Haney, my guys, my people. So there we go. But I have to say that Shakur is super confident that he beats Teo. However, he can't be overconfident. He can't be overconfident because you know, Teo is a really good fighter, who some people have him to be the best at 140 pounds, my guys, my people. So you can't count him out. This is a 50-50 fight after all, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, let's move on to Teofimo Lopez, where he also made a statement that raised eyebrows, where he sort of indicated that he's going to be fighting dirty against Shakur, according to the fans, that is, where he stated that in order for him to get behind Shakur's defense, he would employ some tactics which to a lot of people, they would deem the tactics illegal. However, as long as he doesn't hit Shakur below the belt line, then those tactics will be perfectly legal. Now, I'm glad that when he said this, Chris Mannix, he jumped in and he said, well, what about rabbit punches? Those are above the belt line, but they are totally illegal. And well, Shakur, he responded by saying that all illegal shots, right, will be retaliated. There will be a retaliation, and he's in his right to do so. However, I don't think that Teo plans to fight dirty. I think what he really means is that he's going to put Shakur under immense pressure. He's going to rough him up a little bit, like Maidana did against Mayweather, like Zepeda did against Shakur, albeit that they both lost. Both Maidana and Zepeda lost, my guys, my people. I think that's what he means, my guys, my people. Yeah, but look, this is not the first time he's raised eyebrows. You know, if you cast your mind back to the Mr. Versace podcast and his interview with Shakur, all right, Shakur and Teo on the Mr. Versace podcast, Teo sort of indicated that if their fight were to go the distance, that Shakur wouldn't get the decision. Basically, he said boxing wouldn't allow it. What he really meant there, I'm not sure, my guys, my people, but he has made some statements that have raised the eyebrow. So maybe it's just part of his mind games again, I guess, my guys, my people. But that being said, well, Teofimo Lopez has employed Manny Pacquiao for sparring, who doesn't fight anything similar to Shakur Stevenson. However, he can punch in bunches, he can be relentless, he can have at times reckless abandonment of defense, my guys, my people. So I think Teo is very serious about punching in bunches, my guys, my people, and sort of trying to rough up Shakur a little bit in this fight. I think that Teo may try to employ some spoiling tactics as well, which I think is a brilliant idea. You know, however, if he employs the whole idea of relentless fighting, volume punching, trying to rough up Shakur as much as he can, that requires a lot of energy. And albeit, you know, Teofimo Lopez doesn't have cardio issues, he's very athletic, but how can you keep up that relentless type of fighting? It's going to be very difficult, and it's going to create chinks in his armor. It's going to create vulnerability in his defense that will leave him open to Shakur's brilliant counter punching, I believe. So it's best to stick to what he knows best how to do and figure out a way how to beat Shakur. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, this fight has been looked at as a 50-50 fight. It could go either way. Yes, it's true, but as we edging closer to the fight date, I'm edging more closer to Shakur now, and I see it more like a 60-40 fight. I just don't think that Teofimo Lopez is confident. I don't think he's confident. I've never seen him employ so much mind games in the lead up to a fight before, as much as he's doing in this fight. And to me, when a fighter relies too much on mind games, I kind of read into that to be that they're not fully confident that their skill set can get the job done. You know, but Shakur, on the other hand, supreme confidence, my guys, my people. I even saw him in a Ring Magazine video where he was straight up threatening Teofimo Lopez, telling him, I'm going to bust you up, I'm going to beat you up, straight up, supreme confidence. And he's got to be careful, though, because confidence can make you lapse in concentration in the ring. And you know, Teofimo Lopez can punch. So be careful. Don't be overconfident. Anyway, may the best man win, my guys, my people. Look, still on the subject of Shakur. Well, rumors circulating that Shakur thinks that he can knock out Manny Pacquiao, a prime Manny Pacquiao in 3 rounds, which is absolutely crazy, right? I'm not even going to entertain that as news because I'm not sure whether he really said that. How old is Shakur? What, 28 years old? I think he's smart enough at this age not to say that. So I'm not even going to entertain that as news. Albeit he has said some, questionable things in the past that made me sort of question whether he's a thinking man, But look, that said, what is true about Shakur is news that has, been shared by William Zepeda. William Zepeda, who was Shakur's last opposition, a brilliant fight, and brilliant performance showcased by Shakur Stevenson. But in the aftermath, William Zepeda, speaking with Fight Hype, I believe, and he opened up and said, I don't think it's Fight Hype. I'm not sure what platform I saw this. But he said that Shakur Stevenson has good, strong power. Not just good power, good, strong power. And that's what kept him off of Shakur, He says, if not for Shakur's brittle hands, he will be way more of a problem than he is now, which is phenomenal, right? That he is so much of a problem already, and so many people are actually ducking him, my guy. Shout out to William Zepeda for speaking truth, man. Speaking truth. That's all we want, my guys, my people. Now, moving on from Shakur, let's talk Keyshawn Davis, who will be fighting in the undercard come the 31st. You'll be going up against Jermaine Ortiz, and I think this is the best fighter that Keyshawn has ever faced so far in his pro career. And Ortiz also has way more experience than Keyshawn, albeit Keyshawn has been a champion before. Ortiz has fought the likes of Lomachenko, has fought Teofimo Lopez. Arguably, not even arguably, definitely beat Teo, just didn't get the decision. And you fought a good close contest with Lomachenko. So this is a great fighter, Jermaine Ortiz, who is actually trained by the father of Devin Haney, Bill Haney, my guys, my people. And yeah, this is a hard test, man. People seeing it as a 50-50 fight. I see it the same. My opinion on that hasn't changed. Because I'm sort of questioning why Keyshawn Davis missed weight when he went up against Edwin De Los Santos. Missed weight by 4 pounds, right? Something that he's never done before, the most important fight of your career. And it's all too much a common occurrence that when fighters are in the biggest fights of their careers, that's when they mess up. So listen, I think he ducked De Los Santos. He saw how De Los Santos kept Shakur at bay. You know, Shakur, who usually scores a shutout, wasn't able to do that with De Los Santos. He was very wary of De Los Santos. So I think that put some that kept Keyshawn in cold feet. So yeah, I think he ducked him. And the latest news that has been put out there by Bernie the boxer, Bernie the boxer, who is the assistant trainer to the retired Terence Bud Crawford, my guys, my people. So he's the assistant, well, he's the second to Bomac, right? And yeah, he revealed that that's exactly what it is, that Keyshawn did it on purpose. And you know what? Team De Los Santos, they suspected this, and they let us know that, look, this man was smiling when he was weighing in. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose, most definitely, my guys, my people. And then you took it all out on Nahir Albright when Nahir Albright beat his older brother, Calvin, in the undercard of the fight that he was supposed to be headlining. Crazy, my guys, crazy. Yeah, let's hope that he can shape himself up correctly and get this win over Ortiz, because it's not going to be easy. He's already running his mouth saying he's going to knock out Ortiz, my guys, my people. Let's see what he can do, all right? He's a real talented kid, though. I'll give him that. But he's no longer with Bomac. He is with his team that he was with, what, 10 years ago. But he left to go with Bomac. But now that Bomac has built him up to become world champion on what he is, and he's at world level, you're going back to your team that don't have no experience? Why? Keyshawn says because he wants to emulate what Terence Bud Crawford did with Omaha, putting Omaha on the map. Are you serious? Are you serious? Man, to me, that sounds like some snaking, boy. That sounds like some snaking. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds like some snaking. So you joined them with this plan all along. Maybe if you told them ahead of time, then it wouldn't be snaking. But I'm sure they had expectations, Shakur, as well. So, boy. And I'm not surprised that after this revelation, we had Bernie the boxer actually coming out and revealing the truth of what actually happened on that weighing day with De Los Santos. Apparently, Keyshawn just simply drank too much water, and that's why he came in overweight by 4 pounds, my guys, my people. Absolutely, absolute stupidity on the highest scale, my guys, my people. Now, Keyshawn, right? He says after he knocks out, after he knocks out Ortiz, he's looking to go up and face Devin the Dream Haney, right? However, if his arch enemy Andy Cruz is able to defeat Raymond Moritala, who is the IBF champion at 135 pounds, right? Then they can fight. He says they can fight. But that's his arch enemy. Remember, Cruz has beaten him, what, 3 times already in the amateurs. In the Pan Am Games 2019, the World Championships amateurs 2019, and in the Olympics, my guys, my people. So you got to get your get back. It's unfinished business, my guys. And you know what? If he can manage to beat Andy Cruz, his name is shooting up sky high on a different level, my guys, my people. Yeah, so those are the names he's targeting. He's also targeting Dalton Smith, my guys, my people. But who isn't targeting Dalton Smith? Who isn't targeting Dalton Smith? Even Richardson Hitchens is targeting Dalton Smith, my guys, my people, albeit Hitchens' interest lies with Devin the Dream Haney. That's the man that he wants to fight the most, and they've both been exchanging words, my guys, my people. He's also interested in fighting Teofimo Lopez, whether he wins or loses to Shakur Stevenson. Of course, he doesn't want to fight Shakur because him and Shakur are very close. They're friends, more friends against Shakur. Come on, man. So yeah, he wants Teo win or lose, and he also says that he doesn't want to stay at 140 for too long before moving up to 147, my guys, my people. But he also wants Dalton Smith, just like Keyshawn does, my guys, my people. But Dalton Smith, he wants the winner of Shakur and Teo, right? So him, Hitchens, and Dalton, they are gonna have to go at each other to possibly get that opportunity. Who knows? Because that's what Eddie Hearn wants. Eddie Hearn wants Hitchens versus Dalton Smith in Hillsborough, my guys, my people. Sheffield Wednesday's football ground, my guys, my people. So yeah, that's what we have so far at 140 pounds, my guys, my people. Now, breaking news, my guys, my people. I've not seen this reported anywhere else apart from Blue Blood Sports TV. So shout out to Blue Blood. You know, it's very, very early hours here in the UK. I'm tired, my voice is gone. I can't even think properly. So if this video comes out shabby, just know that I did my very best, my guys, my people. But breaking news, all right? Top Rank and Bob Arum are getting out the sport of boxing, my guys, my people. Are getting out the sport of boxing. I feel like maybe the signs were there that this was coming, right? Because why so long to find a platform since they broke up with ESPN, right? American boxing right now is in a chokehold, man. It's in a chokehold. You know, Showtime gone, HBO gone, ESPN gone, Fox gone, right? And BBC, Amazon deal might be gone this year summertime, right? Golden Boy Promotions, the Zone wants to kick them to the curb. You know, the Zone wants to kick them to the curb. So American boxing is really, really having a tough time right now, and they have to fight, man. They have to fight. But the best way to fight is not teaming up with one another and not having no real platform to perform, right? You don't, come on, man. Why don't you join the Zone? Why don't you join the Zone? Crazy. Why they don't join the Zone, right? The Zone is the only thing available right now. This is the only platform that's available, the only platform that is alive right now that can support the sport of boxing. All right, so why not join them? All right, I think a lot of these business people, they have good business acumen, but they don't have wisdom. They don't have the sort of wisdom that can only be taught to you by your mother and your father. And that is something that Turki Al-Sheikh has, that they don't have. He's got that wisdom that boxing only survives when the promotions unify, which is much better, and it's proven that it's much better than this American style of play where, oh, you are across the street. Nonsense, right? Killing the sport of boxing. Because of that, we didn't get Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather for how 5 years it took to make that fight, right? We ain't got Shakur and Tank Davis, right? We didn't get anyway, I think you get my point, right? They've been killing the sport of boxing, so they had to go, but it's sad that it has to be Top Rank. You know, in fact, they don't even have to go. They make the cooking even better. They make the cooking even better. They should be staying. They should be staying. I'm quite sad that Top Rank is going, actually. Top Rank is the oldest promotion in the sport of boxing, my guys, my people, established since the 60s. And although Bob Arum is really old, is there in his 90s, seems like he's going to be coming out the sport of boxing anyway. But Top Rank is, in promotional terms, it's like what the WBC is in sanctioning body terms. They are that important. You know, they were involved in the career of Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao. Listen, the names go on and on and on and on. Man, this is sad, man. And do you know what? Tim Bradley, he did say something, you know, that Dana White and TKO are trying to, you know, get rid of Bob Arum and Top Rank and, you know, Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya, my guys. Top Rank, the Golden Boy Promotions, PBC, these are being the ones that been the biggest pushback. The biggest pushbacks on Turkey's Allow Sheikh's entrance in the sport of boxing. Let's be honest. You know, I mean, they've had some negative things to say about Turkey Allow Sheikh, and Turkey Allow Sheikh somewhat is the zone. He owns shares in the zone. You know, yeah, man. Don't like this at all, my guys, my people. But you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. And with that said, I'm out there, my guys, my people. It's late, I'm tired, and I'm drained. Got to get to work soon. So stay blessed, my guys, my people.